Banana log, really moist up in there, dripping with water. I didn't remove the grass here at all. This is just a banana log and just things that have been laid, turning this into really nice rich soil conditions buried under organic material. The next 5 years are gonna go by regardless. If you don't plant food forest now, you'll be wishing you had in another 5 years. Versus if you're east-west, the Mexican sunflower needs a lot more aggressive and regular pruning. So the key here really is leaving a space, leaving a gap to put your organic material, offset your herbaceous biomass so you can just really easily chop it, drop it, lay it down. Offset bananas, you can see starting to put some new leaves out. So a lot of you guys have food forest layout questions, so I'm going to show you two different systems. This one right here, which is about 3 months old, I think it has some really great things to highlight what makes this current model of how I'm laying things out really efficient and effective. And then I'm going to show you the 1, maybe 2-week-old system that was just recently installed as part of a workshop. We'll go through the layout, we'll go through the species selection and how everything is organized. So I want to show you the benefits of this current way of laying things out. Now, the biggest difference is I'm not incorporating the herbaceous biomass into the tree line. So you can see right here, there's a tree line of a bunch of different species. We've got Polonia, we've got guava, there's a Jipotacaba down there, there's a cherimoya of some variety, there's citrus. So that's where all the long-term tree species are, as well as the support trees. The biggest thing is I've taken out any of the herbaceous biomass species, the ones that I'm constantly going to be chopping and dropping. Some examples of those are going to be the banana grass here on the edge, Mexican sunflower right here on this edge, comfrey is another example. And the benefits to not including those in the row is that you're drastically reducing the opportunities or the chances of accidentally cutting a tree, a high value fruit tree, when you're chopping and dropping those herbaceous species. So basically the idea is now I'm offsetting all my herbaceous biomass species to make really efficient and easy management. Now you'll notice I'm not just offsetting them just a little bit. It's about close to a meter, maybe 75 centimeter distance between the tree line and where this row of Mexican sunflower is planted. Now remember, this is only 3 months old, but they've already established into a nice little hedge after one pruning cycle. And the key thing here is I'm leaving a gap, right, where I'm accumulating all this organic material from the Mexican sunflower or the banana grass. Now you can see there's an Abyssinian banana just offset there. There's another series, there's another clump of banana right there. So I'm also not including bananas in the tree line because otherwise I'm having to leave a lot of room, and it takes up about a meter of space if I include the bananas in the tree line, because I just don't want to have to be managing seedlings right up against bananas. So the herbaceous biomass, offset. Bananas, offset. What that's doing is it's allowing me to really fully pack the tree line, really high density, high diversity. I'm giving myself a gap to put the organic material, so you can see right here, there are some leaves from that Abyssinian banana. They're covering up the other organic material. I'll just peel these away really quickly so we can look at what we've got here. And this is all just laid straight on top of the kikuyu, and you can see there's some tree lucerne limbs, there's Mexican sunflower that's rotting down, and all of this organic material, like I said, I didn't remove the grass here at all. This is just a banana log and just things that have been laid, turning this into really nice rich soil conditions buried under organic material and these banana leaves. And so really it's just a matter, and again, after 3 months we've already turned really nice soil conditions. That's enough space for access as well when I'm needing to prune in here and I need to do a management on the Mexican sunflower, I need to do any managing of these trees. And it's just enough space so that the Mexican sunflower isn't constantly overshadowing this tree line. Now, this is oriented north-south, which does allow for the trees to get sun, rather than if this is east-west, the Mexican sunflower is always going to be shading the tree line. So that's one of the benefits of orienting your rows north-south, is that even in the middle of winter, the sunlight's coming all the way back here, versus if you're east-west, the Mexican sunflower needs a lot more aggressive and regular pruning. Another thing you'll notice is that the gap between the tree line and the banana grass is a lot narrower, because the banana grass has a really columnar upright growth habit versus the Mexican sunflower, which is a bit more spreading, which is part of the reason for this wider gap, but also for access and just having a dedicated place to put your organic matter. So the key here really is leaving a space, leaving a gap to put your organic material, offset your herbaceous biomass so you can just really easily come through really efficient management, chop it, drop it, lay it down, not have to mess with chopping things in your tree line and offsetting your bananas outside of the tree line so that you don't have to cram seedlings up against your banana clumps. We'll go check out the newest installation and see how we've iterated on this and how it looks as a fresh install. So this behind me is the most recent agroforestry install. You can see there's a few different tree lines. There's a tree line right there. There's a line of grass right there. And we'll kind of explore what exactly is going on, what the layout looks like, and then the species selection. So the easiest way to think about this main crop area versus the biomass over there is that there's 3 main lines to this system. You can see right here we've got a bunch of Mexican sunflower that have just gone in as rooted cuttings. So there's one about every 75 centimeters on that north edge. And we've got a ton of organic material. These are all banana logs that have been harvested, brought up, split open, face down, keep the moisture retention high, keep the grass pressure off. And then we've got the main tree line, which we've got a bunch of citrus and a bunch of other guavas and things that we'll get into. And then just behind that on the south side, we've got our offset bananas. You can see starting to put some new leaves out, and then biomass in between the bananas. So we've got the Queensland arrowroot for biomass between the bananas, bonnegrass, there's some butterfly ginger. And so the bananas are situated about 2.5 meters apart, just about half a meter offset back from that maiden tree line. So half a meter back, every 2.5 meters is a banana, and in between those bananas we're growing biomass. On the front edge of that tree line we're also growing the Mexican sunflower as biomass. Then we've got a wider axis, maybe about 1.5 meters wide, until we have a row of bonnegrass. Then behind that we've got a row of sugarcane, which was just recently planted. You can see that starting to come alive on that wall. So give it another year and this system is going to become very dense, very vegetated, lots of herbaceous biomass with the Mexican sunflower, the bonnegrass, the sugarcane, the Queensland arrowroot, all to support this main tree line. Now, the main target crops of this new system are very exciting. Predominantly we've got citrus, we've got a bunch of guavas, there's cherimoyas, there's raspberries. One that I'm very excited about are the ricotta chilies. Very exciting. We've got a bunch of Japanese raisin trees in here. We've got taro, white sapote, more limes, there's tamarillos, there's mountain papaya, there's cherry guava along with the tropical guava, more tamarillos. We've got the gaichi or the finger root. Let's see what we can see in here. We've got the ricotta chili. There's also a good amount of beetroot in here. There's cabbages as part of that early succession. We've got the cherimoya, the lime varieties, babaco papaya, cherry guava, more cherimoya, white sapote, tamarillo, tropical guava. This is the gaichi or the finger root, the mountain papaya. So we've got a really exciting assortment of edible species in this new food forest. We've got short term from the cabbages and the beetroot, more guavas, all the way over to the long term, the cherimoya, the white sapote. This is gonna be a very exciting food forest as it comes together, and I'm excited to watch it develop because this is probably the most thoughtfully laid out food forest that I've installed here, with the appropriate amount of herbaceous biomass. That's the key thing. Is we've got all this bonnegrass that's gonna come in on the edge. We've got all that Mexican sunflower. Banana logs up, you can see right here. Really moist up in there, dripping with water. Keeps the grass pressure off, keeps things hydrated, and I'm excited to watch things grow. We've got space for the bananas, so this should be exciting. We'll see how things go. Hope that was interesting. Lemongrass, finger root. Now, for those of you who are planning your next food forest, whether it's a small corner in the backyard or it's a long agroforestry line or something in between, Urban Bounty has a fantastic selection of food forest plants. They're who supplied a lot of these trees, perennial vegetables. They have all sorts of fantastic edible crops for your food forest. So go check them out. Fantastic prices. They'll ship them right to your door. Very easy. Basically, just get started. Just start your food forest, because here's the thing, the next 5 years are gonna go by regardless. And so if you don't plant food forest now, you'll be wishing you had in another 5 years. So plant something today, just get started, get those learnings, get those observations happening, because that's where the real learning happens. So start small, doesn't need to be, this is I think a 12-meter row, it doesn't need to be that long, it can be shorter, it can be a small patch, but just do something, just get some trees in the ground. Check out Urban Bounty, they have a fantastic selection. And when you install your food forest, tag me, I wanna see what you're getting up to, I wanna see how you get along. And until then, hopefully this was useful, hope you found it valuable and insightful. I'll check in soon. See you guys.